Doors are closing.
Next stop, Millbourne, a wheelchair-accessible station. For your safety, do not walk between cars. The end doors are for emergency use only. Thank you. Attention all passengers. It is required that riders wear face coverings at all times on Septa's vehicles and in its facilities. Millbourne Station. Doors are opening. Frankfurt train making all stops. Doors are closing. Next stop, 63rd Street, a wheelchair-accessible station for routes 21 and 31. Doors are opening. Frankfurt train making all stops. Doors are closing. Next stop, 60th Street, a wheelchair-accessible station for routes 31 and 46. Doors are opening. Frankfurt train making all stops. Doors are closing. Next stop, 56th Street, a wheelchair-accessible station for routes 31 and G. Station. Doors are opening. Frankford train making all stops.
To an attorney that had one full termination on a black woman that ran a high school. So, I mean, that's not who he's with now, but like, listen, it is what it is, man. Like, and half of the reason they did fire him is because he came
Next
from
stop,
the township.
52nd Street, a wheelchair accessible
He just
station
cost them
for
millions
routes
of
31
dollars, so
and
they're like,
52.
get the fuck
For
out
your
of
safety,
here.
do not walk between cars. The doors are for
And a ton of a bunch of his buddies. Hold on, I'm gonna reconnect my earbuds. Hold on a second. I gotta put it in a box and put it back on.
52nd Street station.
Not for nothing. I talked to HR and let me put them back in my ears. No. Should go on. Here we go.
Sounds like they are.
You're on speakerphone right now, but I had to reconnect them
Doors are opening.
to get them to come
Frankford
on.
train making all
I
stops.
had to put them back in the box. Hold on.
Doors are closing.
Like, you know when you keep them out of the box overnight? I took them to the house, and now
You have to put it into
I gotta put them in for them to even scan.
come on.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, now it says it's on. Alright. Now you're on.
Next stop, 46th Street. A
No, they're
wheelchair
just not
accessible
giving me
station
work. Like,
for
you would
routes
think that you
31
get to a
and
job
54.
and you get, there's no work list, which, okay, I get it. So there's like the senior attorneys, and then there's associate
Attention all
attorneys.
passengers. It is required that riders wear face coverings at all times on
Each
Septa's
lawyer
vehicles
has
and in its facilities.
associates, and the associates have to bill for their job, and they're doing the paralegal work. They've got associates that have come out of high school, been out of law school for like a year. Like, I know more than they do because they didn't have paralegals that could do the work, so they hired associates. So, and because there's no qualified paralegals, and they want to pass it to someone that can bill and bill as much as possible. So an attorney can obviously bill. Their time's like 400. My time is like 280 an hour. Their time's like 500. Well, the associates like maybe 350, and then the senior attorneys are 500.
46th
So
Street
they
station.
want to delegate to someone who can still bill the client as much as possible. But on the flip side, well, I bill 280 an hour. I bill. No, I can, but my billing rate is a little lower than the associates. Just because I'm not my rate, literally when I put my time in, it comes up 280 an hour for discovery. For binder work, like, it is what it is. When I put in 4 hours of work, it's almost $1,000. And as long as I bill right, which you know me, I paid for it on a billing packet, so I just copy and paste my shit. I'm like, discovery, hearing binder, put it in, and that's it. The fucking headphones died. Let me get another pair.
Next stop, 40th Street. For routes 30, 40, diverted trolley routes and
So that's the only
Presbyterian
thing. Like,
Medical Center.
literally, so every single Wednesday, I get an email that's like, Corey, remember how, now, HR called me like last week. She's like, I just wanted to see how everything was going. I'm like, everything is going great, with the exception of I do not have work. So I'm getting an email from shareholders. We talked about this, your job requires billing, and I'm sitting there, and I finally wrote back yesterday because I did submit my time on time. Like, there's no reason, it's just not a lot of time. And it wasn't Mike, it was Lisa. So I think Lisa did it in Mike's absence, but Mike was probably like, well, she did do what I asked her to do. But, so he didn't respond. So she now wrote, hey Corey, a reminder, it's imperative. And I wrote back to her, and I'm like, hey, I recorded my time, I'm up to date. And I wrote in the next sentence, because when you have a new job, I don't really want to be commenting on why I can't do something. So when I responded, and I'm like, hey, I want to he gave me work. He's like, let's meet at 9 tomorrow. I get in at 9. So I walk to his office at
Frankford
9:10
train
and he's
making
like,
all stops.
go. I said 9, try again later. And then the whole vibe turns from great job to, oh my fucking God, the shareholder is fucking dismissing me. And I probably should have said, hey, I get in at 9, but the cat was stuck in the fucking tree, so I couldn't get out of the house on time.
Next stop.
And I finally left the cat in the fucking tree. Like,
Exit the University City, Drexel University.
well, she came, and that's what I'm saying, but it sounds like my dog ate my homework.
Right.
So I didn't say anything. I just went back to my desk. So that was that. And I finished work and I went to his office. And I finally went to the so HR's like, oh, well, when Mike gets back from Greece, and this person gets back from Portugal, this person gets back from she's like, maybe we should, she's like, because your job is not based on it. And I said, well, that's not what I'm getting from the attorney. And she's like, okay, well, maybe. And I'm like, oh, hold on, I don't want you jumping in like I'm submitting fucking claims to HR. But at the same time, I be it known that I'm not supposed to be held to these hours, but I am supposed to be able to bill. And then there's the non-billable shit. I'm not making copies.
Supposed to teach you billing.
No, I know billing. I don't
Doors
have
are opening. Frankford train
No,
making
girl,
all
I have billing.
stops.
I told you, I bought the whole fucking thing. No one is saying, here's the discovery. I need this discovery binder. No, I don't have access to calendars or cases. I'm a paralegal. I don't do, the legal assistants do service. The legal assistants make copies. They make the files. They do this. All I do is
Next
legal
stop,
work.
30th Street.
But the legal work
Wheelchair
is with the
accessible
associates
station.
and no one's giving it up because they've got to bill because they're on their face. So that's what this is about. This place is about billing. It's not about, and no one is sharing the work. They want to keep it because their job is dependent on them. And then HR's saying mine's not. And then HR's like, your job isn't dependent on it, but I'm like, but it is. It may not be in your little handbook, but it is. Because that's the only fucking email I get. Yeah, I'm not sitting here working on shit and not doing it.
Doors are opening.